Hey guys, it's Anime Baldy. Before we get into this video, hit that subscribe button and like the video if you want to. Let's first talk about the possible meanings behind Bam's name. To most, it's understood that in Korean, which is the mother tongue of SIU, the author, the word Bam literally translates to the word night. As we know, FUG, which Bam is a member of, work in the shadows to oppose and hopefully topple Jihad, who is seen by many to be the guiding light of the tower. Alternatively, other literal translations include the word chestnut. Now, unfortunately, I was unable to come up with a theory relating to this, but do put it in the comments below if you have one you would like to share. On a side note, it does remind me of when I was younger and you used to have those conker fights as a kid. For those who don't know, the aim of the game is to smash each other's conkers and watch them disintegrate into a million little pieces. Unfortunately, what happens is it becomes very competitive and you start hitting each other's body parts, and eventually all the blood just goes down the fingers, down the hand, and it becomes very messy. Anyway, I've digressed, sorry. Moving on, let's talk about his origin story. Bam is the only irregular to be born from any of the companions who climbed the tower with Jihad. His parents are obviously V, Viol, and Arlene Grace, the hidden companions. Oh, and that also includes being murdered and subsequently getting resurrected as well. I would mention that the 12 family heads have had intimate relationships with each other and produced regular offspring. So we've had Ha Yurin and Ari Han, and Pobido Gustang and Eurasia Blossom. I won't go into this, but we'll talk about it later. As far as we know, Bam and Jihad are the only ones who can distort the future and prevent others from seeing an accurate picture of what's to come. I believe it was Kelhelm, the first elder, who was talking about it during the fight between himself and Baylord Yama. I think he was explaining that he was unable to perceive the future around Bam, something which he's only ever encountered with Jihad before. I think that maybe the same kind of event would happen around other regulars also. Another interesting point is that Bam has 3 entities within his body who contribute and increase his power. 2 of them include the pseudo-administrator entities, the main one being Red Thrisser, who we met back in Season 2. He was a child, I think, of the administrator, or described as the child anyway. We've seen a lot in relation to Bam in Season 3 with the Red Sword, when he's fighting the likes of Gardo and Caliban. Then we also have Blue Thrisser, whose power had been refused originally back in Season 2, but subsequently he's given in and now he's used it in Season 3, especially against Caliban as a shield. And the final entity, Black March, who we saw back in Season 2, was plunged back into Bam's body and has since been used by Bam. But it kind of reminds me of the anime. You know, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, where Rimuru keeps Veldora and Ifrit, the fire spirit, in his body. I can imagine that they spend their time arguing over who has the most space and gradually becoming close. You know, not really knowing it, but yeah. I just get that kind of vibe. It seems funny. In terms of comparison, characters like Evankel and Kelhelm, who hold the power of the Ancients, are probably the most similar. The difference being that they are much older, therefore they have much control over them than Bam currently does.